Good morning, welcome to another video. Today we are up in Manchester at Media City UK. It's a slightly glum morning, so hopefully it will clear up as we go, but we're going to walk from here to Old Trafford. We're then going to walk along various canals and rivers through the city centre and head over to the Etihad campus. So getting in 2 football stadiums and 1 city in one go. So come with us as we head off in that direction with our lovely warm cups of tea. Kerry's on the lookout for Gary Lineker or some of the other BBC Sports presenters, because just in this building to our right here is the BBC Sports studios, including the Match of the Day and Final Score green screen studio, but all we've seen so far is one newsreader whose name we can't remember. Ooh, this is the swing bridge. Coronation Street Studios over there. There's bits of Cockney Wall.
Got the Blue Peter badges over there.
Oh yeah, Blue Peter badges on the side where we just walked. And then industry over there.
Nope, I didn't get nothing.
Right, well, we're going to leave the Manchester Ship Canal here. This, narrow canal, a little wider than the ones we've been used to doing the London canals. See the playlist. And when looking at this tram stop on the map, I was confused by all these queuing areas, sort of fenced off queue paths. And then I realised this is Wharfside, but this is the Old Trafford tram stop, so that they are for getting supporters on the trams nice, easily, safely at the end of the match, which will happen later today. There's a match on here. Oh no, tomorrow afternoon, not today. We deliberately avoided that one.
We don't have time for that.
So they would open those gates there, close these gates here, open that gate up there, and then everyone comes through the turnstiles, making sure they touch their cards and passes in and getting everyone on the tram safely and in a controlled manner. It says on there, event day travel only. So Alex Ferguson Way, I think that says under all those stickers. I have no idea how much of these stadiums, who knows, we will be able to see without needing a ticket or without getting asked to leave for filming, so we will do our best and see how we go. There's a sign over there that says slow moving trains within Trafford Park. I'm not quite sure what it's about. Maybe we'll find out. Just as we come up to the stadium here, we're going across a canal that I haven't yet looked up the name of, but we will be heading down onto the towpath of that canal to carry on our journey once we've had a bit of an explore of the stadium. I assume that's one of those is Bobby Moore over there with all the flowers.
Bobby Charlton.
Bobby Charlton, sorry. When did you say he died?
Last weekend,
Last
I think.
weekend.
Yellow, yeah.
While standing here, I've just spotted the entrance to the mega store, so this is where we bring up the challenge we've been given by our nephews
Yep.
to find the cheapest thing available in each stadium shop of the stadiums we visit. So we're going to go in here and see what cheap thing we can get.
Thank you.
Open sesame. Well, to Old Trafford, the supporters of Manchester City. This is the away end entrance for tomorrow then. Nice one to put up the powder blue. What's that colour supposed to, what colour actually called? Sky blue. Oh yeah, they're the sky blues. There you go. And I wasn't sure from Google Maps whether we'd be able to walk all the way around the stadium, but it looks like we can get through this tunnel, which is good. We'll see if we can do a full loop. There's a tiny little door at the end there. I don't think I'd get through that one. Media Centre. Plaque for the Munich air disaster. Oh, was this the one that killed an entire team in one plane?
Almost.
So just the other side of that wall there, there's a sort of, at least there appears to be an unofficial station platform. I'm guessing they get special supporter trains in and out, and then from there straight into the stadium, which is kind of cool. And presumably they come in and straight up the stairs and into the stands. I was worried we wouldn't get to do a full loop here. Youth team? Possibly youth team? Oh, true. Could be a guided tour. I didn't think we'd get a chance to walk all the way around the stadium, but we do, it's nice. You might even be able to get around here on a match day. We're outside the turnstiles, so we're not in a ticketed area when the forklift. But they may well limit access and have local queues here and limit it to people with tickets. So, how far around have we gone?
I have no idea.
Are we back to where we started yet?
No.
VIP entrance. Interesting enough, this turnstile entrance is on that side, presumably for the nosebleed seats. You go in there and then just go up, right up to the very back of the rows of seats. Access to the third tier stands involves climbing over 170 steps via 10 levels. So it takes you a vertigo or have difficulty climbing or advised accordingly. I.e. don't.
Yeah. Not there, right?
But if you already bought your ticket, you're a bit stuffed. This is long. This is large. There we go, we've done a full loop of the stadium. That tunnel would take us back to where we entered the tunnel. But here's the bridge where we came over the canal. So I think we're done here. You done here?
Yep.
We're going down to the canal and head into the city centre. We are going to go down the stairs here. Noisy stairs. Go for a nice, gentle, calm walk through the town centre on, I think, 2 different canals. I can see the crane up there. I don't see any on this side of the building where they would have loaded stuff onto barges, so maybe they were removed a long while ago, or maybe this one never did load into barges. It was risky filming graffiti, unless you read everything it says. Mind you, in Manchester I possibly don't understand everything it says. Throstle Nest Bridge. Anyone know what a throstle is?
Yeah. Sorry.
Shame people dump stuff in canals. Or shame people dump stuff and it ends up in canals. No traditional roses for the canal. It should be red and blue, not red and white, or maybe they were. I think this is a crossover bridge, or is it a turnover bridge? So when you were being towed by a horse, the horse goes under the bridge with the boat, and then both the ramps up to the bridge are on the same side, so that you don't get the rope tangled under the bridge, you have to disconnect and reconnect. So the path just sort of peters out down there, I think. I'm going up this way. I'm going to guess that red bridge over there is the ship canal. If you want to check, there should be an interactive map linked under this video where you can see a marker moving along in real time as we do, or you can click on a bit of the route and it'll jump the video to there. Is this tram or train? I think this is train. Answers that one. 4 different modes of transport here. You've got train there, canal here, tram there, ship canal over there, and probably a road in there as well. Yeah, there's a road just here. 5 modes of transport. we found a lock. And instead of just blustering through this time going, I don't know what that is, I've actually looked it up. And this is a lock that goes from the Bridgewater Canal out onto the Manchester Ship Canal. Or the other way around, obviously. But it does also appear to be padlocked. Oh, maybe it's just that's probably a CRT lock, isn't it? So you need a boater's facilities key to unlock it to stop people just messing with it and emptying the canal into the ship canal, or flooding the canal from the ship canal, depending what level everything is. Something has just emerged out of the undergrowth. Under this slab of concrete here, if I can not fall in the canal, you might be able to see 2 tunnels. And then if the canal level gets too high, it will flow into this area here and down into this bin and join whatever river or runoff this is and flow off somewhere to be dealt with. It's a little canal levelling device. And it's good we're not going up these stairs because there's a fence across the top of them. We might stop here a moment for a drink. Ooh, that is a reduced headroom. And all the old factories are now, of course, apartment blocks. Over there, over there, over there. Which I suppose is better than being crumbling factories, but it'd be nice if there still was some industry on the canal that would help keep it alive. Newbridge? Old Bridge. Or at least relatively speaking anyway. This one I think is the Tram Bridge. That one, not sure, could be nothing now. It's not, oh no, it is operational, it's got wires above it, so it's probably trains. We're getting a bit transporty again here. We've got everything crossing over. This bridge just ahead is the ring road, so we're just about to head into the centre of Manchester proper. We are continuing along the canal until we get to the canal junction, which is just up here, where the first wide beams we've seen are. Thankfully, they're in a little better state than that one, which is not looking too happy. But maybe that's the first boat we saw today. These are the second and third. Welcome to Manchester City Centre. You're entering Canal Watch area. So we've got various arms up here that actually have boats in them. What a novel idea. Well, that one has boats. This one has geese. This boat's the Emmeline Pankhurst. She's not the Epsom Downs one, is she? She's the suffragette leader.
Yes.
Yes.
It's Emily Davidson that's
It was the Epsom Downs
the
one.
Darwin.
Yes. City Centre Cruises. This is sort of narrow boat, but sort of Dutch barge-ish. Okay, that over there goes up to Castlefield Bowl. Here are 3 bridges. You've got the red one here is the trains. The silvery grey one behind it is the trams. And then over there, on these big struts, there's an old railway bridge that is now a National Trust linear garden. So we're going to go over there. I think it's late enough in the day that it's open. And if so, we'll have a little look and see what that's like.
They were both.
That's where we're going. Where those trees are up there. So we have to go under here first and go find the lift. And hopefully, just around this corner, there's a lift. And hopefully it's working. That's the stairs. I'd really rather not have to use the stairs if we can avoid it. Hopefully that lift is working. Although it doesn't look good. Out of service for maintenance. It's a 4-minute walk to the next nearest lift that is in service, so we are going to give the stairs a go slowly, and I'm not going to film that because you don't need to hear us panting up a set of stairs. That's 3 stories, it's not too bad. Ooh, look at that. Smells lovely. Smells sort of herby. There's even a bit of signalling equipment still up there. Mounting point for a set of signals. I assume this is a Halloween thing. Got a weather station so they know how much rain and sun and such they get up there. And wind. This is longer than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
It's not.
The response is like, I don't feel I can deal with text right now, but this will get sent to me.
Anything moving? Not really. There's a cafe at the far end. I think all these bits down here are sort of different community groups creating a bit of a garden.
So we've got 2 thin urns over there.
Yeah.
One your colleague said was hot, but we just need
With the red sticker is hot water and the other one's cold.
fine. But then we need a little bit, but we can get that from in there, like
Yeah.
to do the just a little bit.
Down there is the canal, railway, city centre. Reflecting your visit. Good. Just looking on the National Trust site, this is a Grade 2 listed Victorian viaduct either built or architected by the same person who did the Blackwall Tower. I don't remember which one it said. Now we're coming from a low level in the basin up to a high level in the Rochdale Canal to carry on through town. In fact, such a high level, it's flowing over the top of the gate. This is lock 92. Thankfully we're not going all the way up the Rochdale. It's 32 miles to Rochdale Canal, we're definitely not doing all of that. That is a very, very wide boat. And a very, very long boat. Yeah, this bridge here is interesting for a couple of reasons. One, it appears to be made out of blocks of local stone. And two, it just goes straight into the building on this side. But I assume a public footpath through the building. And it's a very tall railway bridge up there. No problems getting a canal boat under that one. Oh, these are cool. You've got houses or ex-warehouses or whatever built right up against the edge of the canal. Right up against the edge of the canal. So you've got all the doors to be dropping things in and out. That's a lovely night. It's quite a sound under here. It looks like the gate on the far side has drifted open because there's no pressure to keep it closed because the water level's so high. A flight of locks here. This one's not overtopping, I'm guessing mainly because this gate is so leaky. There is actually a difference in level between the top pound and the lock. This area of canal feels vaguely familiar. I'm not sure why. I think I saw that somewhere in this pound there is a plug in the bottom of the canal that opens up a drain and drains this pound for maintenance. Someone did it accidentally. So I will check that up, and if they did, I'll put the information on the screen. And you will have seen that already. But if I'm wrong, then you just won't see this bit of video. Tib lock. Oh, bridge. 98A, log 89. All numbers. Canals are nicer in spring and summer, but they are pretty in autumn as well. There is a horse and a fox. I'm not sure why, apart from cos art. Right in the middle of the city now. Lock after lock and buildings towering on either side.
I feel really small. I know I'm small anyway, but with these buildings, I feel super small.
The towpath is a little damp under here. This is where Kerry does the Vicar of Dibley and disappears. Oh, that's stinky. That is thoroughly stinky.
Just go ahead. No, I'll find it. Go.
Whew. Steep hill. And this is Canal Street, which I think you can guess what area it is. I think we go this way and cross over here. Just show you what the overworld looks like. Busy and chaotic, and cars getting themselves stuck in the middle of the road. And we're going back down to the quiet of the canal. Ooh, pretty lights. Not so much a fan of the Halloween decorations, but the lights are nice. And given you've got seating out here, it's probably quite nice at night as well. If he's tying up, I'm going to guess he's going up. Oh, of course he's forgetting. He's facing that direction. And I'm an idiot. Here we could go back down onto the canal towpath, but we're actually going to take a little route through town, have a look at a bit of the town centre, and then join back onto what I think is a different canal. So we shall go do that. See, UCFB, the University Campus of Football Business. I picked the nicest places for us to walk. This is the underside of Manchester Piccadilly station. Short distance up here, we will rejoin the canal, or a different canal. Hopefully this takes us back up onto the canal. More stairs. Just what we want. Oh, and uneven stairs. This is where Kerry starts doubting my planning. But it's fine, because it's... Well, I also start doubting my own planning. Have a look at the map. It's okay, Kerry's not going to kill me. There's the signpost for the canal. Ducie Basin. There we go. All good?
Yeah.
Not leading up the garden path. And my brain has forgotten again. I think this is the Rochdale Canal. This lock gate is not overflowing, but that's because it has a sluice that takes excess water around the outside, down that little waterfall. And then when you start filling the lock, that'll slow down a bit. Opens the Ashton Canal, Lock 1. I don't think they're meant to be left open. Oh, this is a narrow canal, definitely. We're not getting wide beam in that lock. And the next one's just there. At this lock you've got a cute little lockkeeper's cottage, former lockkeeper's cottage, just surrounded by towering building sites. Sort of a shame, but it is nice that this remains. Back on the outskirts of Manchester again, on the other side, and it's got a bit quiet again because it's now just businesses either side again, and they're all closed because it's a Saturday. Unfortunately, the weather didn't really pick up. The sun came out briefly, and now it's raining, so we're a little mopey, but we will soon be at the Etihad Stadium, so then Kerry will be happy again. And dock. And duck a bit more. Isn't it pretty?
It's quite pretty around here though.
Yeah, and shame there's no boats.
We haven't really seen that many at all today, have we?
All moored up in the town. Not many moving.
One in the lock.
Yes,
That wasn't really moving.
one GLP. And a very low bridge. I have no idea what that drop off is. Just down to the woods, I think. Over here, I see a stadium peeking out from behind the trees. There's probably wind in that. Turn the boat around.
Oh, winding hole. Or is it a winding hole?
It's a winding hole.
Why is it winding?
Because you wind in it, you don't wind in it. I think to do with the fact you used to, when you had horse-drawn boats, you'd just stick the nose in and let the wind blow you around, I guess.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if anyone's 100% certain where that comes from.
That makes sense, right?
There is quite a tall gate on that lock, meaning this lock has quite a long drop. But it's full, so we won't be able to see that from the inside. So I shall look up what the drop is and put it on screen. Briefly had our view of the stadium blocked by the National Squash Centre and Regional Arena. And it sounds like on this side we have a tennis club. With outdoor outdoor courts and indoor courts. What we're going to do is go up these steps here, turn right across that bridge, and then we'll be at the Etihad campus. Just to get that right that time. I keep calling it the Emirates, that's a long way away. I was going to say how nice you could come in by boat and then go to the stadium, but there are big gates here that they close off, so maybe you can, maybe you can't. Car park over there, and then a fan walk into the stadium here. Unfortunately with this one, it looks like we may only get to walk on the outside of the fence. At least on this bit, it looks like there's a load of work going on. Okay, there's only a construction site on one side, so that's not so bad. We're going to go around this way to the shop, find a cheap thing, and then head over hopefully to the Joy Stadium, JRA, which is the women's stadium, which refreshingly is right next door to the men's stadium. Not only football, we've got rugby as well. You've got what looks like car park ramps at the side of the stadium with thongs on them, but they're not, they're walking ramps. So like we had the sign about the 10 stories of steps up to the top seats at Manchester United. Manchester City would be nice to put in a slope. There will be steps as well, but at least here you could get a wheelchair up there, I assume. We're not sure if we found the front of the stadium, but we've certainly found a front of the stadium anyway. West reception. And then handily, just over here is the store. So we're going to go over to the store and find some cheap things. This one not quite as interesting to walk around as menu for some reason. And you get the interesting pictures up on the wall, but it's just a sort of empty plaza. And a load of wire work that holds the stadium up. There's the stadium tours entrance. I'm not particularly interested in football, but I do stadium tours because I'm interested in the infrastructure, all the equipment and planning and how they lay things out, and corridors that can be closed off for the tour or for match day and all that sort of stuff. So I quite enjoy that when we go and do a stadium tour. Well, we're now leaving the main stadium. We're heading over to City Football Academy, over this handy gleaming white footbridge they've put in for us that goes over this intersection. I like this bridge. We've got the men's stadium there, over a footbridge, past Asda, and you've got the women's stadium right here, which is refreshing in women's football. For to one, have their own stadium, and two, for it to be anywhere near the men's stadium. I mean, it is an awful lot smaller, but presumably they can grow it if women's football gets more popular than it already is, which would be nice. Now we're going to go up this left-hand side of the stadium, up to here, because this hashed out bit here is the training grounds, the academy and all that. If we walk around this side, we can't get through there. So we're going to walk up this side and see what we can see of the academy. Around the back here, you can see the training grounds, but I'm not going to get too close because there's security guards there. There's a lot of people running around here with shirts and pens, so I assume they're after someone's signature, someone's autograph coming out of the training area. So we've just crossed over the road from the Etihad campus and we're just crossing over, it could be a canal, it could be a river, I'm not sure, just for one last bit of sport. Up here we have the National Cycling Centre and Velodrome. So we're going to now pop back to the road, get the tram from the Velo Park tram stop, head back to our car, and at some point we will show you what Kerry bought from the stadium shops. Well, that was quite a few weeks ago, but now we need to have a look at the things we bought from the store. So what did we get at Man U?
Man U, we got
Pin badge. So we got a B. Fernandez 8 pin badge. We haven't got the backing paper for that anymore, so we think it was about £4.
about £4, yeah.
About $5. So that one's not bad. And what did we get from City?
And City, air freshener.
We got a car air freshener, and this one we do have the packaging, but it doesn't have the price on it. So we think that was about £4 as well, about $5.
Yep.
Yeah, not bad. Not quite as good as the free postcards from Burnley,
No, definitely not.
but not bad. So when we go to another stadium, we will see what the cheapest thing we can get from those are. So thank you very much for joining us on this adventure, and we will hopefully do another one at some point, but there will certainly be more videos in the coming weeks.